Hey guys, so I'm going to walk through how you set up a new DigitalOcean server, put the domain and attach the domain to a server, and then log into the server and configure the domain name and SSL. It's quite simple. So first, just jump on DigitalOcean, create a new droplet. Once you're on this page, select what region you want to have it on. We normally go for London, just because the latency is obviously a little bit better. Go to Marketplace. And then search for WordPress. You can see there's already one that came up there as well. So Ubuntu 22, that's fine. We normally try and stick to Debian based stacks, so that's like Ubuntu, Debian, just because it's normally with apt, you got a bigger package manager under the hood, so it's just a little bit easier to add new things if you need to in the future. Of course, you can go with others, but in our case, try and stick with Ubuntu based. Skip past the database, we don't need that, because the WordPress image will come with it. You just simply need a regular disk type. In London, you don't have access to this small server. You can run WordPress off this server if you go to like Frankfurt. However, the half a gig of RAM can cause issues sometimes, so it is better just to go with the 1 gig of RAM $6 option anyway. You want to turn on backups. This will just make it easy. You know, if a client accidentally installs a plugin that destroys the server, then you've got an easy way to back that up. The SSH key, make sure you got this if you haven't going to set it up. I'm just going to use my SSH key there. And then finally, you can add some tags. I'm going to skip past that and just go to create droplet. It will take about 30 seconds to a minute to actually create. I'm going to click into here. And what we're looking for is this IP address to start appearing. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is go on AWS. So this is wherever we're hosting the domain. So that could be Crazy Domains, GoDaddy, Namecheap, etc. And what you want to do is create a new A record. So in our case, I'm just going to call this, let's do test-wordpress.developyn.com. And then we need to put in the IP address here. So we've now got the IPv4 address. That's the one you want. You can use IPv6, but in this case, going to use the IPv4. And you want to create the records. Now that you want to do, so if I search for test WordPress in here, we should see this come up. You want to head back here, and as soon as a droplet's being created, you want to SSH into this server. So what we can do for that is just SSH and then its root at the IP address. This will take a second to propagate through. You'll see up here the status. If you go to the status, you can still see it's pending. That takes about 30 seconds to a minute to go through with AWS. So in the meantime, we're just going to jump on with this IPv4 address. So go to SSH root at the IP address. Type in yes to add it to your known hosts. And as you can see, the droplet isn't ready. So I'll come back in just a second when that's ready. Okay, so now the server has spun up and it's had time to set up all the dependencies like MySQL. If you log into the server, you'll get this welcome screen. And the first thing it's going to ask you is for the domain or the subdomain. So here we can see we called it test-wordpress.developyn.com. So I'm going to grab that. And then inside my terminal, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm just going to paste test-wordpress.developyn.com. And now what this is going to do is configure the SSL certificate for you and also the domain settings for the server itself. Go ahead and click enter. We can do your email address. Let's just use contact@developyn.com for this. Username, I'll put Melvin. Password, we'll just put test@1234 for now. Blog title, test WordPress site. Hit enter. Yes, we do want Let's Encrypt to configure SSL for us, so type Y. That'll take a second to go through. I'll put in contact@developyn.com again. Yes, we've read the terms of service. No, we don't want the marketing stuff. And we'll activate SSL for, normally I just do 1. You can do 1 and 2. In this case, let's do just 1, because we normally don't use the www. .domains anyway. That would take about 10 to 15 seconds to go and run through, deploy the certificate, and then if we go to this domain, it should be working. So if we grab this and go to test.developyn.com, you've now got a test WordPress site. And if we go to /wp admin, we'll be able to log in with contact@developyn.com, and I'll put in test@1234, and I should be able to log in. So yeah, there we go. That's nice, quick and easy. See you on the next one.